Okay, hello everybody. So it's always a good idea to try to save money and produce things yourself that you don't have to buy or be dependent upon. Beverages is one of those things you don't really see people saying much about. But one easy beverage to make, whether you like it or you can learn to like it, is tea. Okay, so I can pretty much have an unlimited quantity of tea, and I've definitely trained myself to like drinking tea and doing it because it's less beverages I have to buy at the store or want to buy. And you can certainly just drink water, but I just find it boring to only drink water. Um, I do a lot of keto and fasting, so I need to drink constantly when I'm in the fasting phase. I need to stay really well hydrated, and I think that's a really important thing to do anyway, is stay well hydrated. So you want to have, a lot of stuff to drink. So making your own tea is a lot easier than you think. And you might very well have trees or plants in your own yard or homestead that you can make, huge amounts of tea with. So I'm going to show you some of the plants and trees that I use that I can make really great tea. I mean, I sell tea on my eBay and Etsy and Amazon sites. I sell the tea leaves. So a lot of people like making tea from the leaves that I have available here in South Florida. So this is chai or kaya tea, which has the least amount of tea taste, I would say. It tastes more like kind of like a flat Coke, flat cola, like a cheap generic cola, that's flat. That's kind of what it tastes like to me. And I can drink it without any sweeteners at all. It just has kind of a really unique taste. Other things that I grow here has much more of a tea-like taste. So for you tea drinkers out there, that would definitely, you probably would like that more than the kaya or the chaya that I use. But let's take a look at just the plants that I have that I can make tea from, because I sell a lot of these, and there's a really large variety I have that you can make tea from that you may not even be aware of. Okay, so here's my loquat trees. They pretty much have leaves you can use for tea all year long. It's kind of an evergreen tree. There's some fruits starting to come in, which are very edible, I like. But the leaves themselves, you just gotta adjust how many leaves you use and see how strong of a tea you want. This reportedly has a lot of medicinal qualities. Okay, and here's a mango tree. Mango leaves, something I sell, people use for tea. I have to be really careful because I have a little bit of allergic reaction to mango leaves and the skin of the fruit. I can actually eat the fruit with no problem, but I can't get an allergic reaction. So I often have my wife come out and do the picking for me if I have an order for mango leaves. But mango leaves seem to be pretty popular. That's one of my bigger sellers. So people use it for tree, and mangoes are so easy to take care of. So idiot proof, if you're in the right climate type. I mean, really easy. And of course, they fruit like crazy too in the late spring, early summer. Okay, so here's my guava tree. Guava leaves for tea are probably the biggest seller I have. They're pretty consistent. So a lot of people use guava leaf. It's more of a stronger traditional tasting tea from what I've experienced. So again, this is really easy to do, and guava is really easy to take care of. You don't really have to take care of them at all. All right, next door is another one. Okay, back here I have a mulberry. You can see a few little mulberries coming in, but mulberry leaves are used, more for medicinal things, medicinal purposes. I don't know, people just drink them for a beverage, but I definitely see a lot of stuff about medicinal qualities of mulberry leaves for tea. So I do sell a little bit of this. But the mulberries are not always leafing out all the year. They tend to like the hotter, more humid weather. I do have some pine trees on my backyard property. And of course, you often see pine tree needle tea. The needle tea kind of used as a survival thing. But I'm sure you could get a taste for it. I mean, I'm sure if you drink enough of it, you can get pretty much a taste for anything. So I do have that available. I haven't tried it. But you see that, on people like survival things. I'm sure there's medicinal properties to it also. So pine needles, you may want to give it a shot if you've got access to it. Okay, and this is what I use, what I make my tea for, is the kaya or chaya leaves, which I have available all year. In the winter though, especially if you get cold spells, the leaves production goes way down. So I don't even sell the leaves in the winter because there's just not enough. There's enough with all the trees that I have. I have tons of chaya trees everywhere where I can pretty much keep a constant production even during the winter. Once we get to spring, summer, early fall, it's just a ton of them. I actually sell chaya leaves as well as the cuttings. But this is the one I prefer because it has a least tea-like taste. It's more like I've said, a kind of a flat, generic cola type of flavor, and I can drink it without any kind of sweetener or anything at all in it. So that's what we're going to use to make my tea today, which I'll show you how I do it. Very simple. Okay, so when you're collecting chaya leaves for tea, it's no different than collecting them for salad. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to end up boiling them, and so again, I'm looking for leaves that don't have blemishes on them. We're currently filming this in the winter time when the leaves are not large. They'll be way larger and you don't need to pick as many in the spring and summer and early fall. So I'm just looking for ones that are really green, no blemishes on it, and then we're gonna put them in and throw them in the pot, as we will see. Okay, so here's some chaya leaves I gathered for the tea. You do this same thing with any kind of leaves you would use, whether I was using mango or guava or loquat or whatever leaves. You just basically are going to stick it in a pot to boil. So I'm just using this old steel camping teapot, and I'm just putting it in there. Now, how much you put in, you want to experiment to see what kind of strength of the tea you want. The whole reason I'll use chaya leaves primarily for myself is I'm not really a tea person and I don't like really strong tasting tea. Chaya leaves or chaya leaves taste kind of like a flat, weak cola to me. And since I'm not a tea person, that's why I like it. I can drink it without any kind of sweetener added. I can just drink it straight like that. But if you're a tea person, there might be you might like guava leaves much better, okay, than I do. So basically, I'm just going to add water. Okay, so since we're making tea, and I make the leaves out of this for salad for chaya also. I have just set the temperature just below high. I've got water in here. I set it to 20 minutes on the timer, if you can see that. And I just walk away because by the time it boils, it'll probably be 12 to 14 minutes left. So it'll boil in here. When the timer goes off, I just turn it off while I'm doing other stuff. And then just let the water cool a bit. And then we'll see how the tea looks when it's done. Okay, so now we're going to pour the tea out. And then we can use the leaves also. So I'm just going to pour the tea out. This is some chaya tea. I'm just finishing it off because I get about a half a gallon and I add a little bit of water to it also to finish it out because that's the taste I like. So this will almost fill it. Then I'll top it off with a little water so you can see the color. So I'm just going to drain all this out, and then we'll have the leaves left to use as we wish. You can use the leaves either like spinach, eat them while they're wet and cooked, or dry them out for salad, which is what I'm going to do. Alright, so got almost. Then I'm going to just add a little water to it to top it off. Now we've got a full gallon of chaya tea. Okay, so there you have it. I think I've shown you a lot of ways where you have access to different tea leaves. All depends on where you live and of course what you have available. You just got to research things that you have growing in your yard, or even in metro parks or trails nearby. That would be really easy to collect. It doesn't even necessarily have to be growing on your property at all. But I think a really easy way to make your own flavored beverages. This is certainly one way to do it. So if you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them in the comment section below. And if you want to support the channel, you can actually order some of these leaves off my eBay, Etsy stores and try them, see how you like them. or anything else on there if you want to support the channel, or click an Amazon link so I get affiliate income from that to support the channel, or watch commercials. That helps too. All right, we'll see you later.